Le Bâton Rouge live en direct du fameux restaurant de Lachenaie, un endroit imbattable quand on parle de bons repas et d'accueil chaleureux. C'est au 1400 rue Yves Blais. Et comme vous le savez, nous sommes disponibles sur Facebook, sur Qui Marina et Qui Marina Flashback. Je suis bien faire cette semaine, une émission vraiment pas compliquée, mais fort intéressante. Un invité de marque et toute la place lui est réservée, notre seul invité. Il connut un succès planétaire dès l'âge de 14 ans avec Get Up and Boogie. Il est également derrière le succès du groupe Sherry Murphy's Law. Il a un bagage musical et une famille comme on en voit peu. Et je vous présente un homme de musique complet et fort sympathique, donc l'éternel Freddie James. Hi Freddie.
Hi.
How you doing?
Very good, very good. Thank
Very
you.
happy to see you. Thanks for doing this.
I'm glad to be here.
It's really my pleasure. There's something I want to tell you that you already know. Je voudrais dire aux gens que quand Freddie m'a appelé vendredi, when you called me on Friday, I was listening to your mother, Geraldine Hunt. J'écoutais justement très fort chez moi. It was really playing loud. J'écoutais la chanson de sa mère justement quand il m'a appelé pour faire l'entrevue. Geraldine Hunt, Can't Fake the Feeling. This is strange and weird.
Yeah, it is.
You were born in Chicago?
Yes.
We're going to talk about this first. You came here at what age and you sing since when?
We arrived in Canada in 1975.
Okay.
And I started singing when I was 6 years old. So I arrived here, I was about, I say 11 years old.
Okay.
11 or 10 years old. And we moved up here. My mom, she was on tour.
Geraldine?
My mom, Geraldine, was on tour across Canada. She met a French-Canadian guy, fell in love with her.
What's his name?
His name is Jean Croteau.
Okay.
He was from Tefford Mine.
Okay, he's the father of your other sister,
Yes.
Jeanne Dupuis-Croteau.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they fell in love. She moved us to Canada. Our first town we moved in was Tefford Mine.
Okay.
I lived in Tefford Mine first.
Oh.
What a culture shock. And then we moved to
This is not a big place,
No.
contrary to Chicago.
Big time different, you know, and then we moved to Cette.
Okay. Ah, yes.
We moved to Cette, and then we moved to Montreal.
Donc, il est né à Chicago, il est arrivé ici à 11 ans. Et c'était un choc culturel d'aller vivre à Thetford Mines et Cette-Île. So, you're singing since age 6.
Yes, sir.
So it's been 50 years.
Yeah.
You come from, you have a very big music background and a family of music. There was your grandfather, Frank Milligan.
Yes.
There was a one-man band. Your grandmother, Rosie Lee Vickers.
Yep.
She was a singer also. Your mother is Geraldine Hunt. Your sister is a singer also, Rosalind. She was in the duo Sherry.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in your family?
My little sister doesn't want to sing. She can sing, but she doesn't want to sing.
Okay, why?
She saw the music business. She saw the music scene. She was not interested.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's a crazy business.
Okay.
Sometimes. And my son now, he's following my footsteps.
Oh, yeah?
He's in my group now.
Okay. What's his name?
Jamal. James.
Oh, how old is he?
He is 22 years old now.
Donc, Freddie vient d'une famille de musique, son grand-père, sa grand-mère, sa mère, sa sœur, et maintenant son fils Jamal. Did you sing in churches? No? Gospel? What your mother did?
My mom did, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay, let's talk about now 1979. You were very young, I think you were 14. You had a big success. It's a year of success for you with Get Up and Boogie. What's the story behind that success of Get Up and Boogie?
Okay, so my mom was in the studio in Montreal, produced by Tony Green.
Okay.
She was in
The same
studio.
Tony Green who was with Nanette Workman.
Tony Green was with
Okay.
French Ali.
Okay.
French Ali. He produced French Ali. So she's in the studio recording. I'm in the studio with Tony while she's in the music the box, the vocal box. I'm singing along with her. He looks at me and goes, "You want to be a singer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to be a singer." He goes, "I'm going to write a song for you, and we're going to test it out just to see." Okay.
It took how many days?
It took him a week to come back with the song. He came back with the song a week. he gave it to me. I practiced for a week. We went in the studio, we produced it, and he said, okay, I'm gonna write 3 more songs for you. So we did 4 songs. The LP was only 4 songs. We did the song.
The LP, everybody get up and boogie.
Everybody came with boogie, Hollywood, crazy disco dancing, and Dance Little Boy Blue. We released the record, boom.
All right, this was a planetary success.
We never thought it would be that big. It was so big.
What a start.
Oh man. My first record, #1 hit in Quebec, and then it went international.
Okay. Was it real hard for you to be a star at age 14, 15? Because I would say you stay grounded with your family and everything, but this is something at age 14, being a planetary star.
It is difficult when you don't expect it and you don't understand it.
Yes.
When I first got the record, all I wanted to do was sing.
Yes.
And I was able to do all the things I wanted to do. I could go to the movies.
You were not prepared for this.
No, but then as the record got bigger and bigger and bigger, the less I could do. You know, I couldn't go to the movies anymore. I couldn't go to the mall anymore.
How was it for a youngster like you?
It was hard.
It was hard, eh?
Yeah, it was hard to not be able to
it's like you were a monster suddenly.
Well, you know, you get big like that, you wanna exercise it. You wanna go out
or
to
you
the
have success with
and,
girls.
You wanna be, you know, this is the moment. And now you can't go because, you know, everybody wants to touch you. Everybody they want to take pictures with you. They want you to sign autograph. And,
like I did a few minutes ago.
But that was okay. I'm used to it now. Now I understand it's part of the business. It's part of, you know, when you become successful, you belong to the public. You don't belong to
What
yourself.
would be your advice to youngsters out there who think they have it all and to stay grounded in this music industry?
They need to understand it's a business.
Yes.
It's a business, and once you
It's cruel.
it can be very cruel. It can be very cruel if you're not prepared for it. It can be very cruel. You don't understand that once we belong to the public.
Yes.
So you have no more privacy. You can try to be normal, but if you're a big star like Madonna or Michael Jackson,
And this is the difficult part that nobody understands.
no, they don't.
You want to go to the mall,
Yeah,
but you can't.
yeah.
But now you can.
Yeah, I can do it now. Well, I can do it now unless somebody of our age goes, wait a minute, aren't you? It's like,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, could you have a sign? I still get autographs. People still want me to sign autographs, and I'm like, I'm still.
You still got a thrill from people recognizing you after all those years?
Yeah. It means a lot. Even meeting you today when you said, you know, was amazing because I grew up listening to you. I'm still humble, like
Yes.
You know, I'm like,
you look humble. You don't look like someone who's a big head.
You know, I do my job. I produce music. I do music to make people happy. And if I can make you happy,
I think this is
then
the
I've done my
secret.
job. I've done my job.
Because one of my questions was, what about music? If you have to give a definition of music, there's rhythm, there's joy, and you give something to people listening.
You know, I didn't realize until one night I was doing a show and a man walked up to me and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, I had the worst day of my life today. And when I came in here today, I just want to have a drink and forget about everything. He goes, and then you started singing and I forgot all my problems and I was dancing and I had the best. And I said, you know what? I don't care about anybody else in this club. As long as you had a good time
I like
and
that.
I brought you joy, that's the most important.
I like that. Freddie nous explique que dans le monde de la musique, ça peut être cruel. Pour un jeune, on peut être difficilement préparé à ça, ne peut plus aller au centre d'achat, ne peut plus rien faire. Et on a parlé aussi de la musique, la définition de la musique. Il a dit qu'un jour, il a rencontré un homme qui avait eu une très dure journée. Mais cette journée-là, dans le club, il avait pris un verre et dansé. Et Freddie avait fait son travail, c'est-à-dire qu'il avait influencé la vie d'une seule personne dans la joie, dans la musique. Now, in 79, in 1980, you have 2 nominations for the Juno Awards.
Yeah.
You won in 1980 the Canadian Black Music Award, and then still in 1980, one of my favorites, Murphy's Law from Sherry, the duo.
Yeah.
In this duo, there's a Rosalind Hunt, your sister. What's the story behind that song, and your voice is in it?
Yes. So I had done my record And it was time. My sister wanted to go to the studio. We wanted to produce something for her. So my mom wrote the song, and she asked me to help her produce it. So we went to the studio. We're doing a song, and something's missing. Something.
The little voice.
Something's not. Something. We're missing something. We're missing just a little spice. And I'm in the studio, and I'm saying, "Got it all together, don't you, baby?" And my engineer, he was joking around with me. And he sped it up. It's like, got it all together, don't you, baby? I'm like, wait a minute.
That's good.
You know what? Leave it. Leave that. Let's do it like that. And that's how it was written. Just like that. It wasn't planned. Just like that.
What were they thinking about when they wrote Murphy's Law? Was this about something that happened? Because it's your mother who wrote it?
Yes.
Why Murphy's Law? Because I like the song, I like the lyrics, but why?
You know, we had gone through some bad luck.
Okay.
And things weren't falling into place in the way we wanted it. I was...
Like 1979 was not enough?
79 was amazing. It was after 79.
Okay.
We didn't... I wanted to go in the studio right away. My voice started changing from the high-pitched voice.
Okay, too much singing.
It just started changing. I was puberty. I was sitting, 14, so...
Yes.
Starting to come into manhood. So all kinds of, and my mom was like, this is Murphy's Law. Whatever could go wrong is going wrong.
Hey, that's good. That's fine.
We're like, okay, she wrote this song, we're like, I need you to help me produce it. Because she goes, I need your young ears. I need your young ideas. That's what we did.
So then you appeared in 85 in Hair.
Yes.
In 87 you had a role in Wild Thing. In 99, your mother's album, Sultry, Jazzy, and Sexy, you had your voice in it?
Yeah, how you know all this stuff?
I'm prepared,
Yeah.
I'm a journalist, I'm a
this
reporter,
information.
a serious one. I told you, you're going to see something professional.
No one's ever mentioned hair before. That was the first time I heard
Well,
it.
let's talk about Hair. What was this experience for you?
You know,
It was good or not good?
It was good.
Yes?
Very good. Sometimes you have to do something outside the normal. Try something different.
Yes.
And for me,
Come back stronger, maybe.
I like everything about entertainment. Everything.
Okay.
MC.
You were born
DJ,
for it.
Anything that has to do with entertainment in front of people, I want to do it. So when I got the audition for Hair, I tried it out, and the guy said, "You got the part." It's like, so my acting a little bit, because I like to act a little bit. I like to be funny. The combination of the character was perfect, and I was black, so it was good.
You still singing Get Up and Boogie?
On special occasions, yes.
Yes.
I was just.
Is this a thrill still for you? Yes?
It blows my mind.
It's the song of your life.
It is my life. It's who I am.
I had Get Up and Boogie in my mind for a week. Let's say since Friday.
Okay.
I had Get Up and Boogie this morning. I was really happy to meet you.
My son asked me, he goes, "Dad, don't you get tired of singing that song?" I said, "No, that's my life." Stevie Wonder doesn't get tired of singing Superstitious. Celine Dion doesn't get tired of singing. These are the songs that make you who you are, and it brings joy to people. It brings joy to their lives. So I was just in New York. I did a show with the Village People. It was a
few days ago, a few weeks?
Last year.
Okay.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Who else was on the show? Fran Jolie was there.
Fran Jolie?
Yeah, she was there singing Come to Me.
Gonna Get Over You, one of my favorites.
Oh, wow.
What a song with the bass and everything.
She's still doing her thing. So, just to see there's a big disco scene in New York, in LA, in Europe. There's still a big, George McRae.
Oh, sure. 1974.
Rock you, baby. He was there. So I'm sitting in New York. I'm in the hotel lobby, and we're eating. And I see this guy sitting away from me, and I look at him going, I wonder if he's in the show. So
it was George McRae.
It was George. I've never seen him before. So we get in the elevator, and I'm standing next to him. I say, "Excuse me, sir, are you part of this group?" "Yeah." "What's your name?" It was George McRae.
It was still looking good.
It's still looking good.
It would be like 74 or something like
this. I still didn't know who he was. We went to sound check. He started singing. I was like this. Oh my goodness, that's George McRae. And my wife is going, "Who is he?" Because she's younger than me. I'm going, "He's a legend."
Yeah,
I'm
for
sitting,
sure.
I'm watching Legends, and they're going, "You're a legend." I'm like, "No, you're a legend." And it's like, you know.
Freddie nous explique que l'an dernier, il était dans une représentation disco à New York. Il a vu Village People, et ainsi de suite. Mais il a été très impressionné de rencontrer, de reconnaître George McCrae, qui a eu un tube en 1974, qu'on se rappellera évidemment, les gens peut-être un petit peu plus vieux, Rock Your Baby. I want to talk with you about the disco, the dance music era. It was a different society then. I think it's going to be very hard to reproduce because this music was reflecting the spirit we were in. There was joy, there was a certain freedom, and there was more hope. I think these are the reasons why it's going to be real hard to reproduce those kind of things, those kind of songs. Because today's really not the same society. What's your word on this?
I think
there was joy.
There was, you know what? I feel conflicted. I feel sort of confused to the point where when we were growing up, our mother and our father were telling us that their music and their time was better. I don't know if that's possible because the music we had in our day, you said freedom. You could dance however you want. You can be who you want. You can dress however you want.
That's it. There was no judgment.
There was no judgment.
There was joy in the air.
More from, I mean, we had Grace Jones.
That's
we
it.
We had Blondie. We had Prince.
In '79, just to tell you, to me, is the best year ever for dance disco music. The top 100 was good.
Yeah.
It was all good. Top 80, top 90. And then, let's say, from 1983, 84, that's it. Yes.
Yeah.
You miss this era?
I miss it. I miss it because you could be who you want.
That's it.
You can be who you want, and
you were a star then.
Yeah.
You still are a star.
Yeah. You were a star then. You know, I used to do shows with all over Quebec. I would with Alain Maupetit, Coco de Glace. Rockin' Guy from the Record in Laval. You know, I would do shows and it would be MCing and it was just a party. It was just a big party.
All the time.
You know, all the time. You know, I did Essa dance.
We'll never know this anymore. Nowadays, it's not the same anymore.
No.
Could you name me one or two cities you've been in the world that you like?
I like Amsterdam.
Yes?
It was amazing. It was my first place that gave me my first gold record.
Oh, that's good.
Amsterdam.
Your best souvenir you can recall in this disco dance music era? Maybe a show, maybe a person you've met. What was it? Your best souvenir?
Wow.
If you have to say one.
I think my best souvenir was performing at the Disco Salon at the Velodrome.
Oh, yes. So that's about 1981, 82?
Yeah, I would say 80, 81. Yeah, because
I'm still good.
It was a video drum. It was so many people, thousands of people in here, and everybody was there. Annette, Gloria Gaynor, Anita Ward, Instant Funk. I got come on.
Instant Funk. It still plays on my turntable almost every week at my home.
You
should come by.
You know, we had all these artists, and I was there, and they decided to. They had the stage. The big stage was here.
Okay.
And the crowd was all here.
Okay.
So they said, Freddie, what we want to do, we want to put you in the middle of the crowd. And we're going to start your song and have lights and then zoom in on you.
Okay.
This was the idea. This is a memory I'll never forget. So they moved me to the crowd. They got me through. Nobody knew who I was. I was all covered up. They put me in the middle of the crowd. And they put security. They put only 4 security guards. You had over 20,000 people. Over 20,000 people. You're going to put me in the middle with only 4 security guards. So
times have changed.
As soon as the music started, everybody's going, ah. And then the lights came down on me. I'm a small little guy. Everybody's trying to see who
and you're only 15.
I'm only 15. They had to rush me from there and lift me, not through the stairs, but they had to have one guy hang, grab my hand, and pull me onto the stage.
Just like Elvis.
I had to finish the song on stage where I should have done in the beginning. It was the craziest idea. They said, what were you thinking?
Was there any pressure situations that were really hard to handle for you? at age 15, 16, 14, let's say?
Well, don't forget, I wasn't allowed to be in the nightclub.
Oh,
So I
really?
was, when I would do a
That's
show,
really good in detail.
I wasn't allowed to be in the
Hey,
nightclub.
this is something.
So when I did the Lamplight on Drummond, was it Drummond?
Yes.
Stanley. No,
Stanley.
Stanley. On
Yes.
Stanley, I had to go through the back way into the office, stay in the office,
Wait for your 4
wait
minutes.
for them to go, ladies and gentlemen, Freddie James, and then I run out, go on stage, do my performance, back in the dressing room, and then out of the club. So I never saw.
This is particular.
I never got a chance to see none of the fun, none of the, I was back home to my video games.
J'ai demandé à Freddie s'il avait vécu des situations, spécialement à cet âge-là, 14-15 ans, qui avaient été difficiles, des situations de pression. Il nous explique qu'il n'avait pas le droit d'aller dans les clubs. Et ça, c'est un détail qui est fort intéressant. Donc, il allait faire sa représentation de 4 à 5 minutes et il sortait par derrière. You look young, still. How do you explain your longevity? Discipline?
Music, discipline, work ethic,
And love surrounding you.
always. You know what? If you love what you do, you stay young. If you don't love what you do, and every day you get up, you're like,
This is so true.
this will make you old fast.
This is so true. J'ai demandé comment il expliquait sa longévité. Il paraît encore jeune. Il n'a comme pas changé. Il pèse toujours 160 livres. Il nous a dit que ce qui expliquait sa longévité, bien, il y a l'amour, la musique. Il dit quand tu aimes ce que tu fais, tu vas bien vieillir. Could
I have to
you?
apologize to your audience. I'm sorry I don't speak more French.
No,
but
that's okay.
when I would tour all over Jonquière, Gaspésie, every town I went to, I wanted to learn French. But they didn't want me to speak French. They wanted to learn English.
Oh.
So every time I go to Rwanda, Alma, I would say, okay, speak to me in French. No. Speak to me in English. I want to practice my English. So I'm sorry, I don't speak more French.
Il s'excuse de ne pas parler français assez, mais où il allait, on voulait apprendre l'anglais, donc il se contentait de parler anglais. Could you tell me one or two of your favorite albums ever from other artists? Donna Summer, for sure.
No, not Donna Summer.
You don't like Donna Summer?
I love Donna Summer. That's one.
Okay.
I love Donna Summer. Not one of my favorite albums, but she was the disco. She was the disco.
She's the best singer ever.
My favorite song from Donna Summer is "Last Dance." When I saw "Thank God It's Friday," the movie.
Ah, that's the way. Nicole Sims was her name in the film.
I was done.
I mean, it's hot stuff.
That one and
there's so many.
Don't forget the Commodores was in that movie also. They introduced Brick
Yeah.
House in that movie.
Yes.
It was just so many.
And
songs.
it was a movie from '79.
Yes. Yeah.
A word about Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You've known him? You've met him?
I've seen him face to face, but we've
Yes.
never talked.
When?
This was 1989, maybe 84. It was their album, the concert at the Olympic Stadium.
It was before Thriller or after?
After.
It was a real big star.
Oh, it's ridiculous. He was. My mom used to work with the Jacksons when they were small.
It's such a waste. But we don't want to go back there.
No.
Other passions in your life, like sports?
Hockey, soccer.
You like hockey? You're a Canadian fan?
I'm a Montreal Canadian fan. I never liked hockey until I saw Guy Lafleur.
Oh, that's good. You met him?
I never met Guy Lafleur, but I was in the dressing room in 1993 for the Stanley Cup.
During the Stanley Cup celebration?
Yes. I was in the room with Bob Gainey and Corson and Chris Nyland. I was in the dressing room, in the actual dressing room with them.
In 93 or 86?
93.
93?
Yes.
OK. Il était lors de la célébration de la Coupe Stanley 93 dans le vestiaire du Canadien. Ça vaut la peine d'être souligné. Other members of your family in the music business? We haven't talked about? No?
That's it.
How do you feel about aging? Is this a question in your mind or not?
You know, I was fortunate enough to do what I like to do, and I've seen so much. I've seen more than some people have seen. I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. And
you have a son, you have a wife.
I have a wife, I have a son. And
you have a great mother.
And if my life passes shortly, I won't have regret.
The wildest artist you've met?
The wildest?
Yes, the wildest. Little Richard?
No.
James Brown?
I didn't get a chance to meet James Brown, unfortunately. I think Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones. I was about to talk to you about a genius.
I met Quincy Jones in...
you haven't worked with him?
I never worked with him. I met him in New York.
That's great.
And he told me, I'm producing Donna Summer's next album, and it's going to be, excuse my language, a motherfucker. And I was like, Quincy Jones just said a swear word. So I met him in New York at Count Basie's birthday party.
Okay.
And Stevie Wonder was there also. I met Stevie Wonder. I got a chance to sit down with Stevie Wonder and talk with him. James Ingram, I met him that also. But Quincy Jones is the wildest. His stories are crazy, and he was just
you've seen it all.
Very fun boy.
You're a fan of Motown music?
Love it.
For sure.
Chicago, it's right next to Detroit, so not far.
Okay, we'll make a pause, and then we'll go in the storm of questions. Vous êtes amateur de chasse et de pêche, l'endroit pour vous, c'est Performance Chasse et Pêche qui est situé au 303 Notre-Dame à Repentigny. Une entreprise qui porte bien son nom, 23 ans d'expérience déjà, un très beau magasin, une bonne réputation. C'est le numéro 1 de la Rive-Nord quand on parle de conseils et de batterie, de chasse et de pêche. Allez voir François au 303 Notre-Dame à Repentigny pour des conseils justement et vraiment de très bons prix. C'est l'endroit pour vous si vous aimez la chasse et la pêche. Performance Chasse et Pêche, là où la passion se vit à chaque saison. Et maintenant, vous avez des vieux systèmes de son, vous ne savez pas où aller, vous allez être reçu avec beaucoup de courtoisie et de professionnalisme. Pour faire un retour dans le temps, je vous recommande fortement le centre de liquidation audio usagé. On aime bien dire vintage, tout est propre sur place. Vous allez avoir l'impression que vous êtes en 1989 ou en 1995, disons peut-être même en 92. Mais beaucoup d'équipements de qualité sur place pour du résidentiel, commercial, bar, vous ouvrez un restaurant, une boutique, c'est l'endroit pour vous. C'est très surprenant ce que vous allez trouver. C'est pas tellement dur à trouver, c'est dans le complexe de la Marinière au 358 Notre-Dame à Repentigny. Et un service de réparation sur place. Le numéro de téléphone du centre de liquidation audio, c'est le 450-654-6849. How do you feel, Freddie, about being a part of music history?
I feel privileged. I feel special.
I like your answer. You have gratitude.
Yeah. I'm happy.
What you're most proud of in your career?
Being able to still do what I do now. Being able to do what I do now and bring in still at a high level and still be in demand for people who want to talk to me.
What does it make a hit? What does the song needs to be a hit? What's the recipe for a good song?
There's no recipe. Anybody that thinks they can go in the studio and produce a hit, they're very going to be prepared for a rude awakening. Every hit you've ever heard, sometimes it's like, wow, we didn't even know. We had no idea it was going to be a hit. And then it's a hit. You know, a lot of artists.
Like Get Up and Boogie.
Get Up and Boogie was. I'm gonna give you a secret about what happened with Get Up and Boogie. We signed with Unidist Records, and Sikwa said,
yes.
Unidist promised Sikwa the first play.
Okay.
The first play. This is the first play. I mean, I don't understand. I'm young. I had a friend of mine, an old gentleman who owned a radio station, a record store in St. Hubert. And I told him, I got a record, I want to have a record. He goes, well, can I hear it? Yeah. So I let him hear it. He made a copy. He went to CKMF. He told the DJ, listen, this is going to be a hit. CKMF played it first.
With an Petit and Guy Aubry and Marie Lérette.
So Sikwa calls Unidist and goes, what is going on? You told us you were going to get the first. Well, you are. Well, why is it on the radio right now? So now everybody had to rush to play the song. The first month that the song was released, it did nothing. In July, it did nothing. The record company said, this is a failure, it's not going to happen. But in September, it got released again, and it was a hit. So the first in July wasn't going to be a hit. It wasn't going to be a hit because it got released too early. We wanted to release.
That was the music in those years.
That was the music in those years.
It was a question of how fast the radio will play it. But something about Anita Ward that you've met, I think it took like 7 or 8 years before someone said, okay, we're going to produce this song, it won't work. Everybody was saying it won't work, and it was, I think it was a number one ring like that for 2 weeks in '79.
And then Funky Town also.
Yes.
Funky Town.
She's a policewoman who's singing from Minneapolis.
That's right. That's
yes.
right. Yeah, because they got 2 girls to be the front singers, but they weren't really the singers.
Like Rick James with the Mary Jane Girls. He took prostitutes one day to fill the blank.
No.
Yes. I know everything about Rick James.
See, that's flamboyant. That's wild.
Good.
That guy's wild.
You've met Rick James?
I've never met. He came to our house.
Okay.
He came to our house. My grandmother cooked him. He wanted some collard greens and black eyed peas and cornbread, and we cooked for him. He came to our house with the village people, and they did Feel Like Dancing.
Okay. That's good. Other kind of music you like country music?
Everything. I love it. There's no music I don't like. I love music because
opera.
I love music.
Oh, that's good. What was your music idol growing up?
Michael Jackson.
Who?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? Oh yes.
Because Michael was my idol to the point where I started.
So you were moonwalking?
I was moonwalking.
I
Can you moonwalk?
Yeah. I do a great moonwalk.
Really?
Yes.
I gotta see.
You would be impressed.
I gotta see.
But not here with the floor.
Not with the carpet?
Okay. So what was the most impressive person you've met in the music business?
Stevie Wonder.
S'il vous plaît. Okay. Who?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder?
Stevie
oh
Wonder
yes,
was...
I thought you were gonna say Quincy Jones.
No, he was the wildest.
Okay.
But Stevie Wonder was like, to meet this gentleman was, he's a legend. There's Michael Jackson, there's Stevie Wonder, there's Prince, there's Donna Summer, but
Michel, I want to ask you a different question.
Okay.
It's loneliness, not drugs, that killed Elvis, Michael Jackson, Prince, and George Michael.
Yeah.
Why? Why so much loneliness?
Because when you got guys like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder, George Michael, these guys are always reaching for perfection.
The top.
They need perfection, so they always push themselves to not sleep, no eat until I get perfection.
And then they come up with the drugs.
And then they gotta need
to
drugs
feel something.
Just to stay. Elvis was taking drugs to go to sleep,
yes.
to wake up,
yes.
to eat, to drink. Michael Jackson was taking drugs to go to sleep, to wake up. All these guys.
Mike.
All these guys are like pushing themselves, and it's like you can't do it. You can't do it and stay like that, and it's unfortunately.
It's so sad to see those people dying alone.
I'm heartbroken when I think that Michael Jackson was only like 3 years older than me, and he's gone. Prince was my age, and he's gone.
You've met Prince?
No. Oh yes, sorry. Let me talk about it.
Oh, wow.
Prince, I met twice. Twice I met Prince.
Twice.
I met Prince on Crescent and.
But he was not a talkative person.
No, he was not. Very smooth, very quiet, very reserved. But when you do as much as these guys, you don't need to talk.
I'm gonna name you some artists, and you tell me if you've met them.
Okay.
Whitney Houston.
Never.
Gary's Gang.
Never.
Pebbles.
No.
But you know Pebbles?
Yes.
Have you been to Soul Train?
I did Soul Train when it wasn't syndicated. It wasn't syndicated at the time.
Okay.
I did Soul Train when it was in Chicago.
Jody Watley and Shalamar? No. One of your favorites?
Yes.
Barry White?
Another one of my favorites. Yeah.
Susie Lane?
Nope.
Okay,
Isaac Case.
you saw France Jolie, you met him?
Yes.
You met her?
Yes.
She's a real nice person.
What
a voice.
We were produced by the same guy, so
Okay.
in the studio sometimes we overlap. You know.
You've met some Hollywood stars? Actors?
Yeah, my favorite actor is Kevin Costner. I met him.
Yes,
Yeah.
nice guy.
Very nice guy. Really like an impossibly nice guy. Who else was there? One of my sports guys is Magic Johnson.
You've met him?
I met him in Indonesia.
The person you've met in the sports business you were impressed was?
Magic
Johnson
is
for
one.
sure. Jimmy
King.
Bourne? You haven't met Jimmy Bourne?
No.
Well, tell me a few names you've met. That way, Spank, is it it?
Kathmandu,
Oh, yes.
Carol Jennings.
Kathmandu, they're from Montreal, in the
Yes,
Rosemont.
of course. Kathmandu was on Unitas Records.
Yes, and they took the
Carol
guy
Jennings.
from the Dépanneur to sing on
Yeah.
I Wanna Dance. Yes, they were producing the song.
Time for the man, so get up, move your body, go.
Let's dance, Freddie.
Yeah, that's beautiful music. Carol Jennings, Lime, you know who
Carol
else?
Gianni, you've met her?
Yes. Yeah, she's crazy. Carol Jennings was crazy
Yeah.
today. Who else
I
was
like
there?
It and Run Lover. Because I'm producing Flashback, la fête du dance music, at la Marina de Repentigny.
Okay.
And this is one of our best
So when
songs.
am I going to be on the show?
If you want to,
Okay.
we'll talk about this.
Yeah, we'll talk
But
about
la
it.
Marina est ouverte présentement. It's only open on weekends. But Flashback is gonna be back.
I can do weekends, no problem.
Okay.
Who else is there?
Je t'ai entendu, là. I took your word on this.
Yes, call me up.
Okay.
Let's talk. Let's do it. Denis Lepage and
Ben oui. Lime.
come on, man. Lime.
Your Love.
Oh,
Oh yes, that
Denis
was good.
Lepage played piano. He played
Hey, he
keyboard
still plays.
on Get Up and Boogie.
Oh yes.
Check
Il played the piano.
He played-
Denis Lepage a joué le piano, la
Yeah.
partie musicale de
Lepage.
Get Up on Boogie. Oh wow. Well, he's a musical genius.
Man,
He's still playing.
these guys are amazing.
Is there more or less drugs in the business than, let's say, 1985?
I think it's less drugs now.
Less?
I think it's less.
There's
drugs.
more control.
Yes. Yes.
What's the biggest? You have something to say?
Well,
about-
I think maybe not in the generations younger, but I'm talking about in our generation, there are more parents, fathers and moms and grandparents now. So you're not doing. You're still singing. Gloria Gaynor is still singing. She's not doing drugs. Like back in the day, everybody was just partying, you know. But I never did. I never did drugs. In all the years that I've
Never?
Never.
Not even a joint?
Not even a joint.
I don't believe you.
I've never done
Wow.
drugs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is, let's say, the last question. What's the biggest difference between today's artists and those of the 80s?
The difference between the artists in our day is you had to pay your dues first.
Okay?
You had to work hard. You know, nobody. Now we didn't have a Star Search. We didn't have
That's
Voice.
it.
We didn't have
That's
La
it.
Voix. You know, if you get on La Voix, it's one person. In our day, it was you had to sing. You had to really sing. You know, and I feel sorry because the new kids now, they don't work hard. Everything's given. You know, I love Justin Bieber, but I think because he became so big and so young, that's why he went through the trouble he went through before. Now he's better. He's a better person now.
But with your Freddie James project,
Yes.
because we're going to talk about
Yes.
the actual what you're doing, you're playing some Justin Timberlake songs.
Of course.
And James Brown,
Now,
Beyonce,
my
Tina
show-
Turner.
my
These
sh-
are your influences.
My show is about party. We're doing a show. We're doing because of this time. We're doing a drive-in show.
Okay.
August 14th at the Royal Mount
Okay.
on DeCarry and Royal Mount.
Okay.
And you bring your car, you can get out and dance. I'm producing this whole show myself because people need to be able to have a good time.
Okay.
They need to get out of the house. They need.
Okay.
I want people to dance like maybe you come and do moonwalk with us.
I will.
You know?
I will.
And we're doing all kinds
I
of...
hope you will come to my home,
Yes.
listening to some songs, and then to Flashback.
Okay.
You're invited.
Yes.
So if you want to see Freddie James project, just go on Facebook.
Yes.
And you have a website?
FreddieJamesProject.com, or go on Facebook is easier. You can go Freddie James Project
Okay.
Facebook page, or you can go YouTube, Freddie James. We have advertisement there. Instagram, it's Freddie space James space Project.
Okay. For those who don't know, pour ceux qui ne le savent pas, allez voir sur YouTube Get Up and Boogie pour les plus jeunes et Murphy's Law de Sherry. Et vous allez en avoir pour votre argent. It was a pleasure.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you very much, Freddie.
Oh, I love
This
it.
is a moment for me. If you want to stay, I've got some few things to say for 5 minutes, or if you have to go, that's okay.
Go ahead.
Je vous rappelle que nous sommes en direct du Bâton Rouge de Lachenaie, le fameux restaurant. C'est un endroit imbattable quand on parle de bon repas, l'atmosphère est chaleureuse et rien de mieux qu'un délicieux steak cuit à votre goût. Mais n'oubliez pas, il n'y a pas que le steak ici. Le repas, le menu est complet. C'est un restaurant de choix qui est situé au 1400 rue Yves Blais. Je vous donne le numéro de téléphone pour les réservations dans le 450, qui est le 581-1888. Maintenant, sur une note un peu plus sérieuse, vous allez être traité avec beaucoup d'écoute et de compréhension. Si vous vivez une infestation, vous avez compris qu'on parle ici de bébites. La solution, c'est Rive-Nord Extermination. 35 ans d'expérience, une entreprise familiale très sérieuse. Un service personnalisé dans le 450, c'est le 582-6706. N'oubliez pas, si vous vivez une infestation, il est très important de ne pas attendre, car le problème va s'aggraver. Donc, la solution, Rive-Nord Extermination. Et vous le savez, il y a une deuxième émission qui présentement ne tient pas court, mais qui devrait reprendre bientôt, puisque la marina n'est ouverte que le vendredi, le samedi et le dimanche, avec un menu terrasse, la terrasse seulement. On se croise les doigts, oui, ça nous manque, la variété musicale, le personnel, la piste de danse, la nourriture de la marina, mais ça s'en vient, comme je vous le dis. Il y aura aussi les cours de danse tout à fait gratuits le jeudi, le country pop, qui sont donnés par Nathalie Pelletier, le professeur Chevronné, dès 19h tous les jeudis. Ça aussi, ça s'en vient, peut-être pour le mois d'août, on se croise les doigts. N'oubliez pas les 3 mots très importants, comment ça va? Avec le confinement, vous allez avoir 2 réponses, qui sont vos vrais amis, et vous allez semer un brin de joie et d'optimisme, très important, appelez un ami. Maintenant, un mot sur le Canadien. Encore hier, disons que ça n'a pas tellement changé lors des 4 mois d'attente. Le Canadien n'était ni bon ni mauvais, mais on s'attendait à du jeu plus serré. Et la chanson demeure la même, c'est-à-dire que Gallagher était le meilleur joueur du Canadien avec 9 tirs au but sur 29. C'est encore lui, encore Tatar qui a marqué. Et on perd 4-2 contre les Leafs. Pas de miracle à la Carey Price. Kotkaniemi est plus gros, il semble plus à l'aise, mais en résumé, on peut dire que Covey nous manque, ainsi que Nate Thompson. Et on a vu du côté de Toronto que Morgan Riley est maintenant le quart arrière numéro 1 de cette équipe. Une équipe qui va peut-être faire un petit bout de chemin dans les séries éliminatoires. Maintenant, un mot sur sa moto. Situé au 133 Notre-Dame à Repentigny, un garage dont la réputation n'est plus à refaire. La confiance règne, le travail est bien fait. C'est le respect du client en premier. Beaucoup d'explications et de longues années d'expérience vous attendent. Moi, j'aime bien dire que sa moto, située au 133 Notre-Dame, ce sont les tops de la mécanique. Un mot maintenant sur la Ligue de baseball junior élite du Québec, la reprise des activités déjà il y a 3 semaines. Ça n'a pas bien été hier pour le club avec une défaite de 20-3 contre Laval au Parc Champigny. Déluge de coups sûrs, 20 coups sûrs pour le club visiteur. Mais la semaine dernière, le club avait bien fait, puisque dans une défaite de 5-4, quand même, on avait tenté un rapprochement avec 4 points en 6e manche dans une défaite de 5-4. Mais je crois que c'est jeudi, le club a bien fait dans une victoire. Les gens en ont eu pour leur argent de 13-11. La troupe de Danny Prata a une très bonne équipe, tant au niveau du terrain qu'au niveau de l'organisation. Maintenant, je vous parle de notre dernier partenaire à se joindre à nous, soit la zone vêtements de sport et classiques, qui est située au 148 Notre-Dame à Repentigny. Beaucoup de choix sur place. C'est un très beau magasin, la zone vêtements de sport et classiques, qui est située, comme je vous le dis, au 148 Notre-Dame. Quelques marques de choix au meilleur prix que je vais vous nommer, soit Gasp, Better Body, Riderwear, Gorilla Wear, La Bella Mafia. Et les bottes d'entraînement Automix, ils sont disponibles pour hommes et femmes. Ça, c'est un produit qui est très recherché. Donc, le numéro de téléphone dans le 450, c'est le 654-11-13. Un mot aussi sur un de nos partenaires très importants, le Centre d'imagerie Pixel. On le surnomme l'incontournable. Quand on parle d'imprimerie et de graphisme, c'est tout simplement le numéro 1 de la Rive-Nord. Un service varié, très professionnel. C'est pas dur à situer, c'est en face de la marina de Repentigny, situé au 351 Notre-Dame. Le numéro de téléphone de Pixel, l'incontournable dans le 450, c'est le 654-99-44. Maintenant, vous êtes déprimé ou quelque chose ne tourne pas rond, c'est tout à fait normal avec le rythme de la vie d'aujourd'hui. La clinique de psychologue de Repentigny peut vous aider. D'excellents psychologues ou thérapeutes en relation d'aide vous attendent sur place. Et maintenant, un système de téléconsultation en ligne disponible et nous répondons dans les meilleurs délais avec nos professionnels en santé mentale. Prenez rendez-vous sur le site de cliniquepsychologue.com, évidemment dans la section téléconsultation. Donc, besoin d'écoute et de parler, conflit de travail, difficultés à la maison, un deuil difficile, la gestion du stress et des émotions. Ce sont des situations que nous allons tous vivre un jour ou l'autre. Et n'oubliez pas, très important, consulter ne veut pas dire maladie mentale. Ça, c'est un préjugé. Donc, vous êtes à bout de souffle et désirez reprendre votre mieux-être en main. La clinique de psychologue de Repentigny, située au 293-293 boulevard Lacombe à Repentigny. C'est l'endroit pour vous. Dans le 514, c'est le 813-29-86. En terminant, mon cher Freddie, I hope you understand French. I'm talking fast.
You're amazing, man. You didn't mess up anything. How you do that? That's crazy.
You sing, I talk.
Jeez.
D'accord ou pas avec le masque, c'est une restriction qui est très difficile, je suis le premier à le dire, mais c'est en équipe que nous allons éviter un deuxième confinement, parce qu'un deuxième confinement, ça voudrait dire beaucoup de faillites, encore plus de dépression, et ça serait à peu près dans le temps des fêtes. Il faut vraiment travailler en équipe, et suite à la crise, une prise de conscience collective, espérons-le, il est le temps de tourner le selfie vers le voisin. Donc, en terminant, n'oubliez pas, appelez un ami, 3 mots, très important, comment ça va, il n'y a pas d'excuses par les temps qui courent. Donc, merci d'avoir été des nôtres. Ici Stevie Ray. À la semaine prochaine.